to sports and talk.
We'll give you all you need to make the best of your day.
On the Break of Dawn, 32 FM 94.9.
Hello and welcome to another time on your radio. 32 FM 94.9 is the station's name. I am OLUTAYO, OGUNADE, and I welcome you to your morning tonic, the very first edition for the week. The Break of Dawn newspaper review, where we review news headlines. And of course, you also get a chance to participate or contribute later on the program. We have an analyst in the house today, Dr. OGUNADE, and I'll be saying hello to you just in a bit. From me, it's welcome to today's edition and good morning.
Thank you so much for starting your day with us. My name is DELE ADEYANJU. I bring you headlines from Daily Post newspapers. First this morning, Biafra Oduduwa Yahya Bello suggests solution to agitations. Also, NAF bombards Boko Haram ISWAP leaders guards during meeting. Yobe government moves to clamp down private school operating without license standards. Kaduna troops avert attacks in Zangon, Kataf. Also, it's ridiculous to believe Buhari has died. Obasanjo, FCCA demolishes over 349 buildings in Lube. And also, there's this one. We don't know if Evelyn can perform deliverances like TB Joshua to bring customers. Hoteliers cry out. IPPIS has made us poorer. Sanu, president, laments. And Radio Nigeria in 187 million naira advert debt scam. How I spent the night with Cobra, Bishop Oyedepo. Also, Adebukola Banjoko, Abuja High Court judge who jailed ex-governors Darie Nyame, becomes appeal court justice. I bring you a few more. Jubilation in Delta as police gunned down notorious armed robber, Foul Boy. Local government election, security personnel, election officials held hostage in Jigawa. We have more, but don't forget we're live on YouTube. 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan. You can drop your comments on our YouTube page. Good morning once again.
All right, from Daily Trust, pregnant woman shot dead, husband abducted in Kwara. That's my first headline from Daily Trust. Fresh threats unnecessary. Buhari replies Niger Delta Avengers. Lands available for Fulani herders in Benue. Atom. Prices of goods soar over Lagos trade fair market crisis. Firm launches agro-yielding scheme in Kaduna. Federal government launches 1.7 billion naira mobile control towers. Why Nigeria's seaways are now safer. Namasa boss Jamo. How aged networks, poor standards worsen electricity supply. Still from Daily Trust, I raped her on a daily basis for 5 months, says bandits who abducted housewife. Governor Matawale has defected to APC. Buhari's aide claims how Katsina married woman was impregnated by men who led her into a sect. And governors stormed MF Kano's palace to perfect plans for Buhari's son's wedding. We'll go to another paper.
The Punch newspaper is next. Many traumatized by Nigeria's situation. Jonathan laments. Pandef demands South security outfit as suspected herdsman kills 26-year-old man. APC national chairmanship no longer for Godfather, says aspirant. Protest in Kwara community as gunmen kill pregnant woman, kidnap husband. Son testifies as man beats wife to death over 2,000 naira demand in Edo. Petrol landing cost hits 232 naira. Subsidy rises to 5.58 billion naira daily. Last mile officials absconded with my bleeding wife. Stole 150,000 naira. Businessman. APC power blocks begin battle. Buhari's defunct party ICE chairmanship. Auditor General queries NPA's 44 billion naira unremitted tax 88 billion naira admin spending. Mass metering first phase to gulp 60 billion naira, says federal government. More headlines from the Punch this morning. Son testifies as man beats wife to death. Okay, I took the earlier, and I take some political stories there. Protest continues as Ruba claims APC ticket for Anambra governorship poll. Saraki Obi congratulates Anambra PDP governorship poll candidate Ozigbo. Just violence. Abia warns against further attacks on Enyimba players. That's on the sporting side. And Belgium beat holders Portugal 1-0 to reach Euro 2020 quarterfinals. These are some of the headlines from the Punch this morning.
All right, let's look at Premium Times. Zamfara Governor Bello Matawale joins APC. Buhari's aide suggests Buhari responds to Niger Delta Avengers threat to attack oil installations. Buhari's emissaries seek Emir of Beach's daughter's hand in marriage to President's son. Lawmakers opposed to renovation of NAS complex for 37 billion naira are ignorant. Rep spokesperson. Jigawa local government election. Protesters hold election officials hostage. Still from Premium Times, CGN swears in 18 appeal court judges on Monday. Alleged $350,000 fraud. Why Abidemi Rufai won't be released on bail, U.S. court. Insecurity. Ibadan Polytechnic suspends public activities indefinitely. Jigawa local government polls declare results. Governor speaks after allegations of electoral fraud. AKK gas pipeline. Nigeria targets trans-Saharan European markets. Boko Haram, there are still no-go areas in Borno, show tells Chief of Army Staff. And election officials released from hostage after PDP candidate declared winner. One more, Abidemi Rufai faults U.S. government's fresh fraud allegation.
All right, so the Vanguard newspaper, State of the Nation, Nigeria now disputed projects with questionable sovereignty. Akintoye Okiwe, Jang, Nwodo, Turaki, 123 others. And still from the Vanguard newspaper, tension in Niger Delta as Akpabio's timeline to Tompolo. Others on NDDC board lapses. Buhari to Niger Delta Avengers. My response to your demands renders any saber rattling unnecessary. More headlines. Leaders, youths lament high-profile killing in Ondo community. Troops fall attack on Kaduna community. 14. Boy 14 drowns in a pond in Kano. Cholera. FCT Water Board assures residents of clean water. Insecurity. Nance expresses support for bill to establish National Paramilitary Academy. APC to begin sales of forms for congresses July 1. Federal government will tax profits made by global tech digital giants in Nigeria. Federal government will tax profits made by global tech digital giants in Nigeria. Osinbajo. We have more, but that's enough for now.
All right, let's say The Guardian, Nigeria and realities of growing debt burden. That's my first one from The Guardian. Last 2.5 years have been my most agonizing, says CSIA. Still from The Guardian, church bomb blast wounds 2 in eastern DR Congo. Take some more headline from The Guardian. Firms to produce from neighboring countries over new gas prices. Others. Eminent Nigerians warn World Bank, IMF, EU orders against granting loans to Nigeria. Have responded to demands. Threats pointless. Buhari tells Niger Delta militants. Hearing resumes at Supreme Court on $15 billion judgment against Nigeria. Others. Sarah petitions African Rights Commission over proposed amendment of media laws. Obasanjo disturbed, says Nigeria risks being third most populated by 2050. Obasanjo disturbed, says Nigeria risks being third most populated by 2050. Allows mourned Super TV boss dead. Family begs Nigerians. Buhari self-defense and appointment infrastructure. That you also find from The Guardian. Let's see some more here before we go on a break. Adamu on open grazing. Southern governors are sounding like broken record. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we go to the analysis.
ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà mẹ́jọ jẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́rin náírà ẹgbẹ̀rún márùn-ún náírà lọ́nà mẹ́jọ jẹ́ yẹ́rọ. jọ ibo ló ti rówó. owó kẹ̀ èní orí owó ìpè tí Airtel máa ń fún mi tí n bá ti ra síìmù tuntun mọ́ ni o. wo wọ́n tó ń fún mi ní ìlọ́po mẹ́jọ dátà fún wíwà lórí àtẹ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn àti ìfà ìlọ́po mẹ́jọ owó ìpè nígbàkigbà tí n bá ti ra owó ìpè. ṣé bó o mọ̀ pé o ti lè ra síìmù tuntun báyìí ní èyíkéyìí ilé ìtajà aṣojú tí Airtel fọwọ́ sí. ìwọ ṣá ti lọ pẹ̀lú nọ́mbà ìdánimọ̀ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà NIN rẹ kó ju bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Our oil sachet, 79 naira, only 79. I said our oil sachet now, 79 naira, only 79 naira. Ogbonge cooking oil now, 79 naira, for a healthy family, 79 naira. Ogbonge cooking oil now, 79 naira. Our oil sachet now, 79 naira.
Our oil for a healthy family.
Titan Farms, Titan Rice, Nigeria. Homemade rice with good price. I don't want correct rice. Titan, we no get stone at all. Titan Rice, better rice. Make you go buy your own. Titan Rice. Oh yes, Titan Rice is a non-mashy, non-sticky, and no-stone Nigerian-made rice. Titan Rice is available for nationwide distribution. For inquiry, please call 0906 007 9714 or visit our website via www.titanfarms.org. You can also earn a fortune by investing with Titan Farms today and earn great returns on your investment. Incredible, isn't it? What are you waiting for? Visit our office today at Titan Farms House, opposite Motor Dealers Association car lot, Akala Express, off New Garage, Ibadan. Titan Rice, a product of Titan Farms. Better rice, I think you go buy your own. Titan Rice.
Feeling good. It's the weekend.
I'm so excited, it's already weekend.
Happiness, they say, is absolutely free.
So why not get on the happy side with us on the Weekend Oasis with Mimi Special
and Gbemi Sola, aka Gbemi Soke. And together we are the SMBG. Don't get it twisted, Special Mimi, beautiful Gbemi.
Join us every Sunday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m.
And on the flip side, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the Happy Dial, 32 FM 94.9. No bad vibes allowed.
So, madam, what symptoms are we talking about here? Does he talk too much over the phone?
Yes, doctor.
Does he browse too much also?
Yes, too much, doctor.
Oh, I see. And he never runs out of data, right?
Doctor, as a matter of fact, if my husband is not on a call, he's watching videos and laughing so loud.
Kai, madam, your husband has got the Glow Breaker fever.
Yes! Catch the Glow Breaker fever when you register and activate the new Glow SIM. You get 600 Naira bonus instantly. Up to 100% bonus on every data plan so you can browse, talk, and chat as long as you like. Both new and existing customers also enjoy 700% bonus on every recharge. Visit the nearest Glow World or retail outlets to register and activate your SIM.
Glow Unlimited.
Every day is another chance to do it all over again.
Get the best of starts on the break of dawn. 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. It's Breakdown Newspaper Review on 32 FM 94.5, 94.9 FM. Don't forget, we are live on YouTube, and you can check us out on YouTube, 32 FM 949 Ibadan. 32 FM 949 Ibadan. We have Dr. OLUTAYO in the studio. Dr. Jedokun, good morning.
Top of the day. Good morning, Doctor.
Top of the day. My name is Dele Adeyanju.
Dele, I wanted to ask, how was your weekend?
You can tell how my weekend was. You gave me the job, and I'm sure I delivered. Did I?
Okay. All right, let's go to the headline. The very first one here.
The very first one here, Dr. Jedokun, is quite disturbing. State of the nation: Nigeria now disputed projects with questionable sovereignty. And we have people like Akinto. Okay, let me go into the meat of the story, and let's take some few headlines. Notable statesmen and leaders of thoughts on Sunday warned the international community against lending the federal government loans. They're stating that Nigeria is now a country with questionable sovereignty. The Nigerians, numbering 129, are signatories to the Constitutional Force Majeure, that's the CFM, declared on December 16, 2020, on the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. Notable among the leaders are former military vice president of Nigeria, Commodore Ebitu Okue, retired, former governor of Plateau State, Jonah Jang, renowned historian and Second Republic member of the Senate, Banji Akintoye, former President General of Ohanes Ndigbo, Chief Nea Nwodo, respected Varsity Don, Professor Yusuf Turaki, and 124 others. They warned the International Monetary Fund, the United Nations, the World Bank, African Union, European Union, United States, French, Chinese, British governments to cease lending loans to the Nigerian government, stressing that borrowing a disputed project loan can only be considered an act of negligence. Now, they are taking this thing away from mere talk on radio, newspaper. They are taking it now to the face of the international community.
Sure, they are escalating it, and it's quite significant because they are going to where it hurts. And where it hurts is that the majority of our budget doesn't come from what we earn, but from what we borrow. And of course, they're beginning to question that if the whole question of Nigeria is disputed, then why should the international community aid a dispute by giving loans to Nigeria as it were? We don't know what the response of the government will be, but this is quite significant in its escalation. And I think what they are aiming to do is to push the government to the negotiating table to talk about the issues of sovereignty, to talk about the issues of self-determination, and to stop putting their heads in the sand as if there's nothing going on anywhere. Because anytime you have the response from the federal government, it's as if these issues are not issues current or issues of the day. But some might say the strategy is questionable, but what else do they have to play with? They are non-violent, so they're not going to go the way of violence, and so they're only going to use what they have in the international arena, and that's engaging the international community. Well, I don't think it's going to the extreme. I think it's telling the government that they are very serious. The government might think it's going to the extreme, but they are now beginning to lay their cards on the table that we are quite serious. That if you will not engage with us, if you not deal with the issues, and if you not prioritize things that concern us, then we will go to the international community, and within civilized methods and civilized mechanisms, we will challenge. You understand?
Let's look at the caliber of people in this forum.
That's what makes it significant. You're talking about Butie Kiwe, military, of course, ex-military, naval, and of course, Chief of General Staff under Babangida. You're talking about Banji Akintoye, emeritus professor, senator in the Second Republic, very close associate of Awolowo, and of course, president of the I don't know what you call it, but the Yoruba organizations that are all over the country. And then you have a Professor Turaki or something like that. I think that's his name, Turaki, yes.
Yes, Turaki.
Turaki, yes, University Don. So
we have Jonah Jang,
who was former governor, military and civilian, member of the PDP at a point in time. I don't know whether it's still there. So there are significant players there. These are not nincompoos or people of no significance. These are people who have experienced governance in Nigeria. Some might even suggest that they benefited, either illicitly or productively or whatever the way might be. And some will say maybe this is the come to light moment.
I raised two questions. Now, I'm not sure we have anybody from the northern, core north extraction. That's one. And number two, this puts up a question that we rely on loans at all times.
Well, first and foremost, some might suggest that Turaki is from the core north extraction, whatever that means.
Turaki, okay.
Yes, whatever that means. But I think you've raised a salient point. When I say we put our heads in the sand, it's the way we are spending. If I want, for instance, you understand, to get loans from people, then I must make sure that my house is in order. I must make sure that my expenditure and my income, at least there's some correlation. In Nigeria, there's no correlation. We're spending so much money on the executive. We're spending so much money on the legislature, running expenses, and we are not curtailing it, and yet we are going for loans, and that's part of it. But the second thing about loans is not just that we're going for loans, because some of the loans you can consider investment. It's the fact that some of our loans, our roads and rail that we're building, are the most expensive in the world. So we are borrowing at a very exorbitant rate.
Most expensive in the world.
Yes, I mean, to deliver a road in Ghana, you understand, it takes about 5 or 6 times in Nigeria to deliver the same road, and we borrow to do it. That's the point that I'm making. And And that's what makes our loans problematic. You know, if you over borrow, you understand, and paying back, you understand, becomes very problematic. And I think the problem is people think we are entered into a situation of peonage. In other words, we will never be able to repay the capital. We'll just be servicing the debt on interest payments. And I think that's the concern. So I think the loan is an issue, and I think we need to begin to debate the loan and the question and what we actually use the loan for, especially when it comes to recurrent expenditure.
All right. While these gentlemen are pursuing a sane, using a saner, method in conversing for what they desire, there are some guys from the Niger Delta who are still threatening the peace of that particular place and, of course, Nigeria. And President Buhari is saying, I have responded to your threats, okay, and your demands. And so why are your threats are pointless, as a matter of fact. And this is according to his spokesperson, that's Femi Adesina, who said, the president has responded to their demands, and so their threats are pointless, unnecessary.
Well, I think they wanted the reconstitution of the board of the NDDC, which has been in abeyance for quite a while, and I think that was their main demand. And I think Akpabio, the former governor and the senator, went there. He's the minister of the Niger Delta, went there and had a meeting with Tompolo, and I think a truce was reached. As we speak, I'm not sure that the board has been constituted, but in Buhari's own eyes, or from his own perspective, he has met them, you understand, at their point of demand.
Their very first demand is restructuring of the federation.
Yes. Well, and Buhari has already said that he doesn't see any point in restructuring, but if people want restructuring, they should go to their representatives, and it's only the National Assembly that has the responsibility for that. So there's nothing in what the government has done so far which meets the demand of these people. I would hope that they can resolve this, because in the past they have been quite very destructive when they wish to be and when they intend to be. But they also have a lot to lose, because the federal government, through the amnesty program and a number of other programs, has actually met them more than halfway in the past anyway, and those programs still continue. Because I know what they get. I know at least a Niger Delta student will get at least 70,000 a month, apart from the school fees being paid. So that's quite significant investment that the federal government has made. So I think they would have to calm down and find other ways. But as for restructuring, it is not just a Niger Delta issue. It is a Nigerian issue, and the federal government at some point in time will have to lead the way on this issue of restructuring, rather than push it into the long grass.
All right, from the Nation newspaper, Zulum delivers 570 projects in 2 years. Borno State Governor Babagana Umara Zulum is concentrating more on infrastructural development as a child of necessity to prepare the ground for easy resettlement of displaced persons in the state. His special advisor, State Assembly Matters, Adamu Haruna, told reporters in Kaduna at the weekend, how did Zulum achieve 570 projects in 2 years?
Many will say it has redefined governance, and it's redefined governance in face of an insurgency. Remember that it's surrounded with insurgency. The Boko Haram and their associates continue to rampage around the state. But yet, with the little that he has, some will say, he's been able to deliver. I think prudence, I think recurrent expenditure has been addressed, and I think basically he has prioritized what he wants to do. And I think what is demonstrated is that if somebody in the middle on thoughts of war and thoughts of instability can achieve this much, then you have to begin to ask the questions, what are other governors doing? Precisely, especially those ones in the oil-rich states, what are they doing exactly?
Is it getting a different allocation?
No, I don't think it's getting a different allocation. I even don't think its allocation is one of the highest at all, from that point of view.
IGR.
Well, there's hardly any IGL there. I mean, it's a war-torn state. Insurgency reigns supreme there. I just think whatever allocation he has found a useful way to deal with it.
Or they receive grants from the international community because of the...
yes, they might receive grants, but I don't think the grants can fully account for the extent of the project. Have you seen the schools that he has delivered? Have you seen some of the infrastructure delivered? Unfortunately for him, you understand, is that it's surrounded by insurgency, and are people going to be able to use this or utilize this? Because each time they try to resettle, people are driven away again by these insurgents. And I understand that the insurgents too have also changed their strategy. In fact, they are trying to recruit recruit farmers through promise of some money, and recruit people around. They too are going for their hearts and minds. But I think Zulu's strategy is that if I can do infrastructure, maybe I can win the hearts and minds of the people, and I can counteract and counterbalance what they are doing. But I think it's commendable, and I think many governors need to go there for tutorials.
Yeah, because some governors, some people around here just make excuses for governors, for underperformance of governors around here. And so, what should the people demand, of the governors?
I think they should demand accountability. I think they should demand comparative performance. They should be saying, you understand, if other states are performing, then we should perform at the same level. Because, for instance, in Oyo State, for instance, we have an increase of IGR to 1.5. Is it 1.5 million or so? I don't know, but I know that it's billion. Right. I know it's gone up significantly, in the last 2 years. It was reported somewhere. That's good. But there are other states, like Ekiti State and some other states, where they're cutting the current expenditure, which is not a bad thing in itself. But when they begin to cut salaries, you understand, and begin to say they cannot pay the minimum wage, and you have to question what is going on in those states from that point of view. So I think those governors need to learn from each other. Good practices need to be applied. But I think, as happened in Kaduna State, a lot of the political appointees are just there. Political jobbers doing absolutely nothing, adding no value to the state and draining the state of the resources that it needs for education, for health, and for the vital parts of the economy.
And at this time, do you think any governor should embark on any white elephant projects?
No, now is not the time for white elephant projects. Now is the time to consolidate your revenue, to take into account how you can restructure your state in such a way that actually increases. One of the things that happened, you may not want me to mention it. One of the things that they've done in Oyo State is that through this park attendance, and so they're setting up new parks. But I was shocked and surprised that 2 or 3 weeks after the Challenge Park was set up, it's not being used. In other words, it's not been completed. You understand? It was just for show. Let's hope it will be completed soon, so that at least the IGR of the state will continue to increase.
All right, in other news, Dr. Jadoko, from an average of 143.60 naira per litre in December, the landing cost of petrol rose to 231.98 per litre in June. That's June 16th this year, on the back of the rally in global oil prices and the depreciation of the naira against the dollar. The PPPRA had in March this year released a pricing template that indicated the guiding prices for the month. Now, the template which showed that the petrol pump price was expected to range from 209 to 212 per litre.
And it will continue to rise if the cost of petrol, cost of oil on the global market continues to rise. And one of the reasons why it continues to rise is because you and I know that our refined products, you understand, are not refined here in this country. They're refined outside. Until we get our own refineries, we're going to continue to bear that cost. But the question we must ask, and continue to ask, is this sustainable? You understand? Because it's deep sea and a hard place. Why I say deep sea and hard place is that if you remove it, it's going to turn the economy into a tailspin. Because what it means is that prices of everything is going to go up, petrol is going to go up. So the government is in a very difficult position. But yet, the argument of some people is that most of this subsidy, or not most of it, significant amount of it, is not actually spent in Nigeria because people smuggle a lot of the products, and the smuggling that goes on ensures and shows that petroleum being consumed is not consumed by Nigerians.
Dr. Dedoko, I'm confused yet again, and I ask you for the upside time. Is government paying subsidy or government
they're certainly
removed?
Oh no, they're certainly paying subsidy, because every time that the price of petroleum goes up, you understand the amount that they pay in terms of the landing cost and so on, and the cost to the government goes up. So of course subsidy is being paid. I think we've been able to resolve that there's subsidy being paid. People are just confused, and subsidy means that the true cost of petroleum is not what we pay. We are not paying the true cost. Government subsidizes it. In other words, we don't have a real market economy as far as petroleum is concerned. If the government withdraws itself and says, let it find its level, we're going to be paying about 230, 250, which many will say will be very unsustainable.
Right, when we return from this commercial break, we look at some headlines. Insecurity about a polytechnic suspends public activities indefinitely, and Uba Ozigbo to challenge Soludo in Anambra Gubepo. We'll be back.
Guy, what's in the make you scatter house like this?
I beg, you help me see my Airtel SIM.
How carry and give Shade yesterday. But you know they use am again now.
Yay! You don't carry my bonus give landlord picking. Now today you go pack out.
On top Airtel SIM?
Yes, so if you don't reach 15 days where you never use your Airtel SIM, go find them now. Because why? Obonga will full on top of. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you are woofo. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions, Joe.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The lights are on and the stage is set for the next music sensation. Who will be the next Nigerian idol? Watch the live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and keep your favorite contestant only by voting. Vote via SMS by texting VOTE and your favorite contestant's number to 32053. Each SMS costs 30 naira. You can also vote for free on the website africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol or get a woof votes by downloading the My DSTV or My GoTV app for more voting power. Keep your fave in the game. Voting starts on Sundays and ends Wednesdays. Nigerian Idol, sponsored by Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks.
Power oil sachet, 70 naira. Only 70 naira. I said power oil sachet now. 70 naira. Only 70 naira. Ogbonge cooking oil now. 70 naira. For a healthy family. 70 naira. Ogbonge cooking oil now. 70 naira. Power oil sachet now. 70 naira.
Power oil for a healthy family.
Power oil.
Feeling good.
It's the weekend.
I'm so excited, it's already weekend.
Happiness, they say, is absolutely free.
So why not get on the happy side with us on the weekend Oasis with Mimi Special
and Gbemi Sola, aka Gbemi Soke. And together we are the SMBG. Don't get it twisted, special Mimi, beautiful Gbemi.
Join us every Sunday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m.
And on the flip side, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the Happy Dial, 32 FM 94.9. No bad vibes allowed.
When you haven't used your SIM for quite a while, you start to worry. You start to calculate the last time you recharged, or the last time you got a call on that line, or a credit alert, or even just a flash. But thanks to Glow Always On, you can rest easy and never worry about any of that. Because with just 500 naira, you stay connected to the Glow network even if your SIM is inactive. Just dial *777# and select Always On to subscribe.
Glow Unlimited.
FM
94.9.
Welcome back. 32 FM 94.9 Break of Dawn newspaper review. The management of the Polytechnic Ibadan, Oyo State, has ordered the indefinite suspension of both academic and non-academic activities on the campus. A statement shared with Premium Times on Sunday by the institution spokesman Adewale Sholadoyi, however, gave exemption to the ongoing examination at the school.
Well, effectively, the university has been shut down.
Polytechnic.
Sorry, the Polytechnic. I'm used to university. Yeah, the Polytechnic, the iconic Polytechnic, but has been shut down. But at least they've given the concession to the final, to those doing examinations. I believe it's the final year. And one begins to wonder what the question is with our education system. Because if you begin to shut down institutions because of insecurity and because of all instability that is occurring, you begin to wonder what's the hope for our education. Because there are large swathes of schools across the country. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg that have been shut down. I would hope that at some point in time it will be safe for these Polytechnic students to be able to return, to be able to resume. But I think it's a very rather unfortunate. Education used to be one of the last things to shut down. When you want to measure the indices of a society, whether a society is developing, you look at education, whether it's open for business. And when it's not open for business, then you begin to see that the society itself is non-functioning. So I hope the government of Oyo State...
They did not give any reasons for the action, but it's looking like the decision may not be unconnected with the rampaging violence in Ibadan. You can imagine. So I'm trying to really understand the correlation here.
I think we're just extrapolating that security is the issue that has determined, that they should shut it down. But I will ask the question, for how long will they shut it down? It's good for the government or for the Polytechnic Council to be concerned with the welfare and the security of the students. But you have to begin to ask the question, for how long? Because there are other institutions in Oyo State that remain open. University of Ibadan remains open. Other private institutions remain open. So I don't think Polytechnic Ibadan can exist in isolation. And I think at some point in time, they would have to resolve what the issues are. But I think they owe us a statement of some sort. We need to know what the reasons are. Parents deserve to know.
All right. In other news, we have this Nigerians are backlashing Bello Matawale of defecting. And they're saying all politicians are prostitutes.
Well, first and foremost, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. The story of his defection has not really been confirmed by the man himself. And until the man himself comes and says he's defected, I'd rather take it with a pinch of salt. But if it were true, there's a trend going on where governors are leaving the PDP and going to the APC. I'm not sure it's about popularity. I'm not sure they're convinced that the ideology of APC is a superior one, or I don't think it's about performance. Some say that it's about positioning themselves, for 2023. And I wonder how that positioning is going to work.
Is that about the next personality that will occupy the presidency?
Well, I think it is. I think there's a positioning going on precisely for that. Because there's nothing to indicate that in terms of popular opinion, in terms of public opinion, that APC is now the party of the hour. There's certainly nothing that indicates that.
Is there another party?
Well, there's PDP.
Is the PDP making itself known as the opposition party?
No.
The APC did well as opposition.
Yes. A PDP to a certain extent is dysfunctional. They're not,
So I ask again, is there any other party?
Of course there's another party. Because people would always swing. If there's going to be an alternative, it's not going to be all those Showore party and so on and so forth. It is going to be, of course, PDP.
It's not going to be Showore's party.
No, it's not going to be. They don't have the...
Are you saying that Showore doesn't have what it takes?
No, that's not the point. The point is that logistically, the point is that pragmatically, they don't have the reach and they don't have the spread. So if they're going to be the next government of this country, it's not going to be this election.
What is the catch for these people cross-carpeting to the APC?
Well, some of it also may be protection. Because you know that when you come to the APC, it's been suggested that if there are cases against you, the chances of those cases being resurrected, the EFCC and so are quite minimal. Doesn't mean you won't be prosecuted. But I also think that they are looking at their future self-interest, politically. They want to be relevant.
For 2023?
Yeah, 2023, of course. It's about 2023. Because APC was bent on zoning at a point in time. But now zoning is now in a flux, which means that anybody really, you understand, could have a go. Whether they succeed or not is another matter.
What is the relationship between Matawale and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, I think there's some relationship, you understand, of some sort. I think there's some communication. But I think more importantly, Matawale has also been fraternizing with many of the APC governors, even beyond Asiwaju himself, from that point of view. So some people are looking at as these people potential. Is he a potential vice presidential candidate? That's the question, you understand. I don't know that he is.
Steps in?
Yes, I don't know that, but people are asking the question, from that point of view. But the fact that is happening today, if it happens, you understand, is quite significant.
Nigerians are saying that APC is not doing well, but we have people moving to the APC in droves.
Yes, because it's not about performance. Nigerian electoral system or electoral terrain is not about performance. It's about the acquisition of power, it's about positioning, and it's about self-interest. It doesn't appear to be about national interest.
Right. Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State has said he will not hesitate to give land to any Fulani man who intends to do livestock business through ranching.
Well, that's a progressive progressive thinking. But are they listening to him? What I understand is that Benue is going through thoughts of violence and the mayhem continues there. But I think that's a olive branch, and I think it's an olive branch that I would expect any reasonable Fulani man to grab. He's prepared to give land to them. Ranching it's been proven to be as lucrative, if not more lucrative, than moving around the country in search of greener pastures.
All right, it's Soludo demand to beat in Anambra. See the way this gentleman crafted his headline.
Yes.
Uba Ozigbo to challenge Soludo in Anambra. Give up hope.
He has star quality, doesn't he? He has star quality. We know of him. We've heard of him, you understand? We've seen him perform as governor of Central Bank. And I think that's the reason why his name is put there as the man to challenge. On the ground, in terms of electoral support, it's very difficult to tell whether he has the support. But APGA has always been the party of that area, you know. And so if you go by the past form, APGA will still retain, you understand, a significant level of support, you know, from the people. So let's see how Soludo performs. Soludo may not be a typical politician, but he certainly knows what he's talking about as far as the economy is concerned. And maybe he's the man that the state needs at this point in time.
He's not going to be the first banker to become a governor.
Well, it's not going to be. You know, there was somebody called Isong. That was years in the First Republic.
Clement Isong.
Yeah, Clement Isong. Oh, you remember him. He was the governor of Central Bank. Did creditably well in Cross River State, but could never win a re-election because he wasn't a politician in that sense. Soludo has tried before. He almost won the last time, but under the auspices of PDP, I believe, and he lost out.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Alaja Salah from Coca-Cola. Hello?
We can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah. On Matawale, I think it's just coming out now. He has been romancing APC since about almost a year ago. But that's I decided. You know, the doctor have settled it all. It's not about performance. It's about interest and protection. So he knows what he wants, and maybe he thinks that's why we get it in the 2019. Maybe he wants to go for Senate or whatever. That was that. Don't let us bother us about politicians in Nigeria. We are just beginning to see it. By the time the 2023 get closer, you see a lot of swapping or defection from these two major parties. That was that. But on the issue of petroleum landing cost, I think we have projected this thing and we have be able to know that this federal government has not yet stopped at increasing the pump price because they are looking for how to make life unbearable for Nigerian citizens all the time. There's not a time where they have come at a policy program that would bring life abundance to the people. Let's pray to Almighty God, Almighty Allah.
Let's pray. Thank you, Alaji, for your submission there. 0705 500949, 009 700949. Obasanjo is disturbed. He says Nigeria risks being third most populated by 2050. Dr. Jadokun, Nigeria's growing population, a curse or a blessing?
Well, I don't think normally we should be concerned ordinarily about whether Nigeria has a large population, because population gives you added economic benefits. You have a larger market. It allows your economy to grow at exponential rates. See China, for instance. See India, for instance. But the problem of Nigeria is that population is growing without the much needed growth in infrastructure, the most needed development that we need around. So what you end up doing is creating or multiplying poverty on an industrial scale. I think that's where the concern comes from. But if we take advantage of our population, then there's growth possibility. The economy can diversify, and greater heights await us. But the direction of the government doesn't seem to be showing that at the moment. So that's why I think Obasanjo is concerned.
In a nation where more than 60% of the population lives on less than $1 a day, this looks like a ticking time bomb if nothing is done. Are we looking at family planning and other ways or means?
Well, family planning by all means.
Or going the way of China?
By all means. People will resist that, we know that, because in a situation where people have more than one wife, it's very difficult sometimes to enforce. So if you enforce child restriction down in the south or in the east, how are you going to do it in the north, where there are about 4, 5, sometimes more than that? You know, I'm not suggesting that polygamy is only in the north, but it's more prominent there. But I think when we talk about taking time bomb, I think it is wrong to say taking time bomb. The bomb has already been going off. That's what's going off in terms of banditry. That's what's going off in terms of kidnapping. And in terms of the insurgency, it's precisely because we have large swathes of the population that have been marginalized and are not actively involved in any economic activity, even in this our own very Oyo state. The past places that you pass, these people are trying their best, but they're really beggars. They're trying to wash your car.
It should be a blessing, but we're not managing our huge human capital.
Yes, it should be a blessing. Other countries have shown it should be a blessing. The template is there for us to follow, but it's just the way that we're managing our resources and the way we're concentrating the wealth of Nigeria in the hands of a few rather than spread it around for the many.
Let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll take more calls on the program.
Hello, good afternoon. How may I help you, please?
Yes, I would like to buy data to watch plenty videos. You know now, music, sports, in short, everything on YouTube.
What is your budget, sir?
As low as possible.
Well, how does 50 naira for an hour sound?
50 naira for 1 hour? Ha! Talk true!
Yes, with Glow YouTube plan, you can stream all your favorite YouTube videos for as low as 50 naira.
Hey, what do I do?
Simply dial *777# to get started.
Get the super affordable YouTube time-based plans from Glow and start feasting on your favorite YouTube videos for as low as 50 naira for 1 hour during the day and 50 naira for 5 hours at night. Dial *777#, select data, select social bundle, and select YouTube to choose the Glow YouTube plan that's just right for you.
Glow Unlimited.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ̀ yìí ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 08168737222.
Power oil sachet, 70 naira. Only 70 naira. I said power oil sachet now. 70 naira. Only 70 naira. Ogbonge cooking oil now. 70 naira. For a healthy family. 70 naira. Ogbonge cooking oil now. 70 naira. Power oil sachet now. 70 naira.
Power oil for a healthy family.
The lights are on and the stage is set for the next music sensation. Who will be the next Nigerian idol? Watch the live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and keep your favorite contestant only by voting. Vote via SMS by texting VOTE and your favorite contestant's number to 32053. Each SMS costs 30 naira. You can also vote for free on the website africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol or get a woof votes by downloading the My DSTV or My GoTV app for more voting power. Keep your fave in the game. Voting starts on Sundays and ends Wednesdays. Nigerian Idol, sponsored by Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni. Ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneton cleanser ni.
Já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò. Kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà tìgbàlódé. NAFDAC Fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà. Ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
With Airtel Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you all can focus on the important things in life. Enjoy the finer things in life in the Airtel HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified Airtel shop to get a 4G MiFi at 9,999 Naira plus up to 55 gigabyte bonus data, or router at 19,999 Naira plus up to 160 gigabyte bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
32 FM.
94.9.
All right, 0705 5949 0809 7949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. I'm Falodo from Papa Idodo calling. Bishop Watawale, the captain to APC. What's the difference between APC and PDP? They are the same thing. To me personally, they are the same thing. So people, and it's not their fault. It's part of the constitution we are operating. This constitution does not recognize national interest. It is only specializing in personal interest. So, if you decide to go and kill yourself because of politicians, you just die in flame. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you for your call. 009 7000 949. We'll take this call here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Tayo.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, my man from Rio. I'm Shem from Rio.
Oh, thank you.
I want to say this. Government is giving us poverty. We also are giving ourselves poverty. For example, somebody having 20,000 naira, have 3 wives and 10 children. He has given himself poverty before government has its own poverty to it. That's number one. Number two, about this governor crossing to, there is no difference between APC and PDP. But PDP is not giving us the real opposition we want in Nigeria. They are not. They are just playing to gallery. You know, some governors said they sideline them. Like Bauchi State governor, former senator, former minister, sideline that person. The governor from the east. There is no real opposition from PDP. That's why people are moving. It's not because the APC is performing. Because there is no real opposition to help us in developing Nigeria. Have a nice time.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah. My name is Adeshi Yomola from UI. Let's forget about somebody decamping or not decamping. What I will support now is that there should be no election in this country going forward until there is proper restructuring taking place. That's number one. I want everybody in the country now to be supporting the quest to block all these international countries giving loans to this present government. That is where I belong. If we can achieve this, alive, to do the best for this country.
I think it will be interesting not just to go after the international community giving us loans, but actually restructuring our expenditure so that the current expenditure, you understand, matches the reality of our economy. There's already a court judgment, and I don't know whether it's been pursued about the National Assembly and about the moments that they should be taken over.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is the voice of Omopassion. The concerning Matawale defect to APC or whatever, see, it is not our problem. Political party is not our problem. Our problem is how can we fish out the serious-minded and God-fearing people among us. Yeah, political problem. Political party is not our problem. We don't have serious-minded and God-fearing as a leader in this country. That is the problem. Good morning.
All right, Mbasharo.
Well,
well,
I'm not a politician, thank God. But I see the point that he's saying, that if we have men of virtue, men of purpose, then maybe we'll be able to move this forward. But they still have to work within a structure, don't they?
Let's take this one. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Bayo.
This is John Olaruwaju from Ado.
Good morning, John.
Yeah, thank you very much. On the issue of Zulum in Borno State, I think the man there is really trying, and I really love the man. So I don't see the difference between this man, what is happening there, and what is happening in your state. And if you can give kudos to this man, despite the fact that they have the insecurity there, and the man is still performing.
But here in your state, what we be saying is that without insecurity, whatever you did or whatever you do is nothing. But we give kudos to this man for his performance, despite the fact that the insecurity is so much there and inherited as insecurity. So that's what we are talking about in your state here. That the man in your state is performing.
009 7000 949 0705 500949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is Abi. I'm calling from Monia. The issue of Nigerians borrowing. I think if the international level they do not really wear the big stick against giving us money, we will not learn a lesson of how to save for the rainy days. It is better because this idea of borrowing, there is nothing like, say, internally generated the revenue moves going on. It's getting too much. Even I support, if there is a way Nigeria can tell them, let them not borrow us money again. Because if at this stage we are still like toddler, cash in hand, I think it's not the best for this government. Let this national level, let them stop giving us money. That is just my short take this morning. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you for calling. Hello. Hello. 0705 5000 949 0809 7000 949. Those are the numbers to call. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Babawale Baramasi. I can assure you today or tomorrow, the problem we have in this country, one, is leader. Two, is this politician. Number three, where all this money they have been borrowed, where are they doing the money? Have they given us what are people? We are seeing the money they have been spent to the Nigeria. We are seeing the money. It's a shame.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Comrade Modulu. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. In respect of the endless borrowing, I want you to remember, Tayo, that due to the borrowing of loans, Zambia is no longer in news. Zambia forfeited their international air force to China. Broadcasting television in Zambia has been forfeited due to the failure to fulfill the terms of the loans. The former president of Tanzania, he said it is only a man who is not okay up here that we sign the loans from China. Magufuli, former Magufuli of Tanzania. He said this is no president. I don't know why our leaders, this National Assembly, approve loans to this current administration, unlike our key National Assembly that disagree with them. They are making attempt to forfeit our sovereignty based on law, and we shall not keep quiet. We will continue to receive it. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Be very clear that loans, once you approve the budget, implicitly you've approved the loans, because the budget is based on projections and it has to be met one way or the other. So I think the premise first is our budget. If our budget is not realistic, we'll continue to borrow.
All right, I think it's time to wrap up. Dr. Dedokun, thank you so much for being part of the program.
Thank you.
My name is Dele Adeyanju, and the program returns tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
Up next is Smart Case Show with Auntie Yellow. I am OLUTAYO. Ogunade. Good morning.